Far from the capital, a small town has learned to live under distant authority. Its highest official, the colonel, rules through tradition, ceremony, and the fear of being refused. When a fire destroys part of the poorest district, a nervous delegation gathers in the market square to ask for help. Before the colonel even answers, everyone already expects the power of his refusal. After part of the poorest district is destroyed by fire, a delegation of citizens gathers in the market square. They come with a formal request for relief, but the journey to the colonel's veranda already feels like a test. The people must speak carefully, stand respectfully, and hide their fear while asking an authority figure who has rarely been challenged. The delegation does not meet an ordinary official. The colonel stands above the square while soldiers watch and the citizens struggle to speak. His silence feels heavier than a speech because everyone has learned to read it as power. The people are not only asking for help. They are trying to cross the invisible distance between their suffering and the authority that controls their fate. After several people hesitate, a small citizen finally manages to speak. He asks for relief after the fire, perhaps an exemption or assistance from the government. His request is carefully worded because the colonel's presence makes ordinary honesty feel dangerous. The petition is heard, but the colonel's unreadable face gives the people no comfort and no promise. When the formal request is finished, the colonel gives the answer the town has learned to expect: refusal. The people are disappointed, but they are not surprised. His decision seems to belong to a larger pattern in which authority remains distant, ordinary citizens remain careful, and even a desperate petition becomes another official moment that ends without real change. In the town, refusal is not only a decision, it is a repeated ceremony. Minor petitions may occasionally receive attention, but important matters seem to end in the same way. Officials return to their places, citizens leave the veranda, and the old order remains standing. Habit makes authority look natural, even when everyone can feel that something is wrong. The town's obedience is not complete. Among the young people, a quiet discontent begins to grow. They are old enough to notice the consequences of every refusal, yet still young enough to imagine that the town could be different. Their dissatisfaction does not become a revolution in one instant. It enters ordinary life slowly, as a question that the old authorities cannot easily silence. The story ends without a simple victory. The citizens continue to live under a system that expects refusal, while the younger generation begins to notice how deeply that expectation shapes the town. The old authority still stands, but it no longer feels completely natural. Kafka leaves us with an uneasy possibility. Change may begin not with a dramatic revolt, but with the first person who dares to ask why refusal must always be accepted.